All right, everybody, The Last of Us Season 1 has just wrapped, and today I want to get into the future of the franchise, what's in store for the future of the games and the TV show. Before I do that, do me a favor, hit that like button, share this video out, and if you're new here, consider subscribing to the channel. Let's get started. Now that the final episode of The Last of Us is out, we've learned that it has passed House of the Dragon in full season viewers. In fact, it's one of HBO's biggest shows ever, being the most popular show on HBO since the final season of Game of Thrones. What does that mean for the future? One of the big complaints of the first season of The Last of Us was the lack of infected and the lack of action. You could tell that it was on a smaller budget, being the first season of a new show. But now that HBO knows what it has on its hands here, expect a bigger budget for season 2 and have a lot more infected and a lot more action. It's already been confirmed that season 2 is not going to be able to cover the whole entirety of the second game. So basically, without going into spoilers, the second game covers two different stories. So more than likely we're going to have one story in season 2 and another story from the second game in season 3. So we've got a few more years of The Last of Us on TV. That's if they want to even go even further, which, if it stays this successful, I could see a season 4, season 5 possibly. And this kind of ties in with where the future of the video games lie. Naughty Dog already told us that after The Last of Us Part 2, they had Part 3 already written, basically. So they know where they want to take that story. We know that this summer we're supposed to see the Last of Us multiplayer game be debuted, and I think that there's a good chance that that game comes out later towards the end of the year. If not that, probably the first half of next year. So we know that's going to be a whole different story. And what's interesting with that is Neil Druckmann has really not a lot to do with that. He's not writing it. He's not directing it. So this is the first time we're going to see someone brand new get their take on the Last of Us franchise, their vision. So this is going to be really interesting. So recently in an interview with Kind of Funny Games, Neil said that they know what game they're working on after this multiplayer game. They've already started working on it. He hasn't announced anything yet. So the rumors are that there's a science fiction game that they could be working on, or it's The Last of Us 3. And I really gotta think that it is The Last of Us 3 because they probably want to wrap this up. You think about if they start a new game after this multiplayer game, that leaves a long gap before The Last of Us 3 is even going to come out. You're looking at like another 7-8 years probably at earliest before we get our hands on The Last of Us 3. And a lot of these people are going to age out, and you're not even going to have these same people working on The Last of Us 3. So I kind of think it makes more sense, especially with the TV show, how hot the TV show is, to get this baby wrapped up and get it out there while The Last of Us is out there in pop culture zeitgeist. We've seen what the TV show has done to the sales of the first game and the second game recently. The first game jumped to number 6 in the US and number 7 in the EU on PS5. And shockingly, look at this, The Last of Us Part 2, number 1 best-selling game on PS4 in both the US and EU. That's huge. So, like, they want to ride this golden goose as much as they can. So I think even if they are possibly working on that science fiction game, that's getting thrown in the back burner because, that's going to come down from the top. That we need more. We want to be in the Last of Us business. So let's get it out. So if you like The Last of Us, the next 5 years, there's going to be plenty of it for you. So that's it for today. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Are you excited for the future of The Last of Us like I am? And don't forget, once again, hit that like button, share the video, and if you're new here, consider subscribing to the channel. And I will see you guys next time. Thank you.